Blockbuster success doesn't last forever, even for Hollywood icons. Warner Brothers has been riding high at the box office, but could their winning streak be about to crash with the release of One Battle After Another? This one has all the makings of a high-profile gamble. An A-list lead actor, a celebrated director, and a budget big enough to turn any investor's knuckles white. But here's where it gets controversial. Is star power enough to overcome daunting financial realities and the ever-tougher theatrical market? Let's unpack what's at stake. Leonardo DiCaprio, renowned for his blockbuster hits, remember the mind-bending trip of Christopher Nolan's Inception, raking in $839 million, or his gritty, Oscar-winning turn in The Revenant, which grossed $533 million, is once again front and center. The big question, can even DiCaprio's global pull keep Warner Brothers' record alive when One Battle After Another lights up the silver screen? For the first time in a while, even his star power may be put to the ultimate test. Paul Thomas Anderson, famous for auteur-driven films like Boogie Nights, takes the director's chair here. According to projections from Box Office Theory, the film is expected to open domestically with $20 to $30 million next weekend. On paper, that isn't bad for a nearly 3-hour, non-franchise movie released in today's climate. Yet, underneath the surface, a more sobering number looms. A production budget north of $130 million, not counting marketing costs. Translation: Warner Brothers needs the movie to clear roughly $300 million worldwide just to break even. And this is the part most people miss. Longer runtimes and original stories make it even harder to hit those astronomical targets in today's cinematic landscape. To get close to that target, the studio will need strong international returns, and that's where DiCaprio's overseas popularity could be their lifeline. Warner Bros. Has had an impressive run lately. Every one of its last 7 movies launched with at least $40 million domestically. Franchises like The Conjuring Last Rites even set records for the genre. But unless box office tracking turns out to be wildly off the mark, One Battle After Another threatens to snap that winning streak, sparking no small debate about whether original adult dramas can truly compete with tentpoles or horror hits in this era. The story itself offers something different. DiCaprio plays Bob, a burnt-out revolutionary lost in paranoia, living off the grid with his daughter Willa, Chase Infinity. Everything spirals when his old nemesis, Sean Penn, resurfaces after 16 years, and Willa disappears. The screenplay loosely adapts Thomas Pynchon's quirky novel Vineland, and the ensemble cast includes Benicio Del Toro, Sicario, Regina Hall, Girls Trip, and Teyana Taylor, Coming to America. Critical response, however, has been nothing short of spectacular. The film boasts a dazzling 96% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. Chris Evangelista, reviewing for F-Film, even dubbed it the best movie of 2025, awarding a rare perfect score. This kind of critical love turns up the hopes for awards season glory, a factor that sometimes changes a movie's long-term fortunes. But the financial picture remains daunting. Even a strong $30 million opening is no guarantee. It typically translates to a worldwide total near $150 million in the current market, with pandemic-era trends making the $200 million mark feel like a ceiling. Consider what happened to Bob Marley, One Love, which started at $28.6 million and finished with $181 million globally, far shy of blockbuster status. Shooting for $300 million or more from this kind of start? That's an almost impossible hurdle. And here's a controversial point. Is it wise to greenlight these passion projects with blockbuster budgets when most auteur films, like Anderson's own There Will Be Blood, which topped out globally at $77 million, simply don't deliver commercial returns? Recent examples underscore the risk. Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, closed at $174 million worldwide with a $168 million price tag, a razor-thin margin. The gold standard, Mad Max Fury Road, made $379 million globally with a $150 million budget, but even that was considered only a moderate success financially, despite its lasting acclaim. This brings up a challenging question for movie studios. Should artistic prestige justify nine-figure investments? Of course, under the stewardship of Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdy, Warner Bros. Has pulled off some spectacular wins this year, outpacing flops like Mickey 17, with unexpected smashes from Sinners to F1. Perhaps that's given the studio the confidence or courage to take a big risk on Anderson's vision, especially if major award nominations could bolster the film's staying power. Still, if opening weekend numbers land on the low end and audience interest dies down quickly, this project may struggle to make financial sense, no matter how many trophies it racks up. One battle after another storms into theaters on September 26, 2025. So what's your take? Should studios keep backing ambitious original films at blockbuster budgets, or is it time to be more cautious with auteur-driven projects? Do you believe critic raves and award season runs can save a movie financially? Or is the game rigged in favor of proven franchises? We want to hear your thoughts. Sound off in the comments and join the debate.